highest quality. Wigan, I suppose, tend to do it rather regularly. Classic Cats, as they're known, are more hit and miss. Now, Wigan got here by virtue of their victory last weekend over Sheffield Eagles, the classic David and Goliath confrontation. Allerton Park Stadium in Sheffield, home of the Eagles, is a far cry from the roar of Wigan, where the world champions live. Last Sunday, the Eagles travelled to Central Park, perhaps the noisiest ground in the land, for a game they considered to be their Wembley. To prepare for their biggest ever day, they spent the weekend in Lytham St Anne's. Bracing sea air, lots of rain of course, and a quiet hotel. Their coach, Gary Hetherington, explained why they'd come here.
Well, we thought we'd need to do something a bit special if we're to beat Wigan, and perhaps the sea air at Lytham might just do the trick.
Nevertheless, this is clearly one of the most important games in your history, isn't it?
Yes, this is the biggest occasion in the club's short history. Big occasion for the players, of course, and for the spectators. And we wanted to make the preparations right in an attempt to pull off what would be the biggest shock of the century, probably.
When you look at the bookies' odds, they don't give you any chance at all.
No, in fact, you can have a bet on us with 60 and in some cases 70-point start, so they're not giving us a lot of chance. But that doesn't worry me at all. You know, all our preparation and our planning is geared towards beating Wigan on the day. If we don't beat them, obviously it's important that we play very well.
Tell me what it means to the players to actually be going to Central Park, home of the most successful rugby league side around at the moment.
Yeah, it's a big thrill for the players and a big experience because only one of them has actually played at Wigan before. In fact, most of our players have never been to Wigan. So to be playing in front of a really big crowd and against the best team in the world is a big thrill. And it's going to be very interesting for myself to be able to see how the players handle the situation.
Their last chance to relax. Team spirit is sky high, but a nervy time still for the youngest captain in the league, Darryl Powell.
Well, we'll be sat there, we'll be able to hear the crowd in the dressing rooms, and we'll be thinking that we've got to walk out there and play against 13 internationals who've just won the World Club Championship against Manly, and we know it's going to be a difficult job. We're hoping that our team spirit can carry us through, and some of the players might get overawed, but I think we're going to be able to overcome that and go out there and give a good account of ourselves.
Kath Hetherington is the only lady Rugby League Council member. It's easy to see why. She keeps the players in order. But why is she so involved with the Eagles?
I was born into it, I think. I'm the only girl of a family of 5, and 3 of my brothers played professional. And that's how it started. It's gone on ever since I married into the game. And
don't make that name.
That's it. It's a way of life. It's not an involvement. It's a way of life.
You're the only female on the Rugby League Council. Now, how do the others react towards you then?
Well, at first they were a bit sort of wary of me. I think they didn't really want me to start off with, but they've got used to me now, and they're okay.
Tell me what this day means to Sheffield Eagles, the Rugby League club.
It means a hell of a lot to Sheffield Eagles. It means publicity. Hopefully people will watch this and come and watch us, because that's a problem, getting people to watch us.
And yet you've got a fair old bit of support coming over from Sheffield.
Oh yeah,
today.
more today than we have to watch us at Allerton, which is ridiculous.
Sheffield Eagles! Aye!
The moment of truth. No one expects them to win, but they don't believe that. And they certainly gave Wigan a fright early on, playing some good attacking rugby. Wigan suddenly realised this was no pushover. In fact, Gary Smith thought he'd scored, but the referee didn't agree. And then their moment of glory. They won't forget this, especially captain Darryl Powell, playing his 100th game for the club. Dave Nelson takes it on, turns and slips the ball to David Close. That would have graced Wembley. A pity the game didn't end here. But then in the second half it was all Wigan. Not as fluent as we know them, but experience and international flair was too strong for Sheffield in the end. Henderson Gill leaping over in the corner. So, defeat for Sheffield, but hardly a disgrace. They landed with a bump, not a crash.
Sheffield Eagles.
A creditable performance then by Sheffield Eagles. Now, Castleford were involved in a local derby against Featherstone Rovers. At half-time they were trailing, but in the second half they got their act together. Tony Marchant prompted Castleford's fight back with this break. Dave Ruckley storming over and Castleford were in the lead. The next try was a typical Castleford effort. The feater to Beattie, and this time Marchant scores the try himself. They were now in top gear. Scrum half Southernwood created the opening and Keith Jones scored the try. The next offering was as cheeky as they come. Ruckley's kick through and Southernwood gets the touchdown. And their final try, one of their specials. Half the team involved in the build-up. Beattie, the scorer. So there's our game today. From 4 o'clock, we'll be concentrating on Wigan against Castleford. Tomorrow, the rest of the games, of course, in the John Player Trophy. Batley against Oldham, Hull against Lee, Leeds against Halifax, St Helens against Mansfield, Salford versus Dewsbury, Springfield Borough against Wakefield Trinity, and Warrington against Hull KR. Now, on last Saturday's grandstand, we got our first glimpse of the new Rugby League try-scoring sensation, Martin Offiah. Even in defeat, he showed a great deal of potential.
Seconds ticking away for Widnes. Surely too late now. 12 points to 4 for St Helens. Can we see one last effort from Offiah? Here it is. He's got the full-back to beat. Phil Vivers. Oh, he's gone round it with absolute ease. What a magnificent effort from this lad.
So Martin Offiah from Widnes leads the try-scorers list with 16. But look at the try-trio behind him, all from Wigan. Henderson Gill with 14.
At Wigan, where thankfully the torrential rain of the past few days has relented. A strong wind has dried out the pitch, but we've still needed the few buckets of sand to complete the job. At Wigan, they lack the Kiwi international centre Dean Bell, who's out with a groin strain, but they have current New Zealand Test centre Kevin Iro to take his place. And there is Kevin Iro, 19 years of age, 6 foot, 14 stone. Come over here for some experience with the Wigan side. But I'll be interested in the clash between the two number 13s. The number 13 there, Bob Lidner, Australian back from a broken nose injury, and Ellery Hanley, the Wigan number 13. And nice to see the two forwards, Kevin Beardmore and Kevin Ward, back in that Castleford pack after injury. And when we talk about experience, none more than this lad. The only survivor from Castleford's cup win of 11 series ago, but nevertheless, tremendous experience. Referee Jim Smith from Halifax likes a tight game, and he won't get any tighter than this, I don't think, as the Castleford in the yellow jerseys kick off for this second round of the John Player Special Trophy. Wigan in the usual jerseys, cherry and white hoops. And already, yes, a penalty from Jim Smith. Offside decision. Wigan kicking the ball immediately back at Castleford, but the players not retiring 5 yards as they have to do in Rugby League. Well, that was a silly kick out, wasn't it?
Well, that's what Castleford don't want. Wigan just made a very bad mistake in the early moments of this game, and then Castleford have done it right back by not kicking the ball into touch.
David Brown. This boy should have been best man at his brother's wedding this morning, but 11:30, but rugby came first. Joyner distributing there at 6. A lot of interest in this Castleford side. A very, very strong pack of forwards. Will depend how men like this big burly number 10 Kevin Ward stand up to the game. They've been out for 2 or 3 weeks, the likes of Ward, Beardmore and Linder, and second half could tell. Offside. And rugby league certainly gets into your blood here at Wigan in an early stage. There's a spectator for many years to come. And I think already David Stevenson quite right to go for goal. The wind not really in any side's favour. Referee Jim Smith right on the spot there with that decision. It was an offside decision. But a difficult kick for Stevenson.
Well, this is what the penalty is all about, as the Castleford, John 50, has the ball in his hand, just watches, he passes the ball and then catches it back, and obviously stood in offside position.
Castleford there adopting the old-fashioned style that used to happen in my day of 3 or 4 forwards lining up 10 yards in front of the kicker, supposedly to put the kicker off. We'll see whether it does with Stevenson. Well, it does, to the right of the post. So Stevenson there misses those 2 points that should have been for the goal. No points each, just 3 minutes gone. Suddenly Shillito, first real touch of the ball. Big, strong, burly lad, but Hanley got a lot of upper body strength to push him back. Steve Hampson to Gill. Well read by Gill, came inside well. Nice to see Henderson Gill playing. You'll notice his right knee heavily strapped there. He's had a lot of surgery on that knee, looking for a piece of floating bone. Nice to see Henderson Gill playing. You'll notice his right knee heavily strapped there. He's had a lot of surgery on that knee, looking for a piece of floating bone that's caused him problems. Wayne. Another 6 tackles, could be. For Gregory. Likes to be in the thick of things, this little lad, Andy Gregory. Strong lad, this number 7, despite his size. Case. Notice how quickly this Castleford defence coming up on the outside, not letting Wigan get going, but here they are, Andy Goodway. That's a good ball to David Stevenson. Yes, he's got Iro with him, and he's over. Superb support play there from Kevin Iro, the 19-years-old Kiwi centre that we picked out. Spotted the chance, beautiful play by Andy Goodway, and it's the Wigan fans who delighted with that. 4 points to 0 there for Wigan. Certainly need a good thump behind this ball. Well, he gets the thump and he gets the goal. The extra 2 points there on top of the 4 for the try. 6 points to 0 there for Wigan, and just 10 minutes gone.
Well, this is just the start that Wigan really required here. A lovely ball to run around Gregory Edwards, and then a lovely ball to Andy Goodway. Goodway pierces the defence and it slips a beautiful ball to David Stevenson. David Stevenson, perfectly timed pass. Kevin Iro, big strong boy, and a good try.
The 6th tackle coming up. Referee Jim Smith holding his hand in the air. I don't think Castleford realised that it's the 6th tackle. Oh, good kick by Bob Linder, but well intercepted by Andy Gregory and well picked up by Sean Wayne. Steve Hampson coming up in the line. Oh, that was a high tackle, but it's allowed Potter to go. Wayne. Oh, back to Edwards. This is beautiful rugby. Good way again. Iro. Oh, Wigan really throwing this ball about. Castleford on the rack here, 5 yards from the line. Edwards again. Hanley. Edwards. Lydon. Could be too far. Oh, just about. Henderson Gill there, well, a grin on his face. I think he was just a couple of fingertips away from it.
And Wigan putting tremendous amount of pressure here. Joe Lydon has the ball. Watch Gregory. He's gone a lovely little grubber kick here. Chipped it through for Henderson Gill, who just fails to get there. Very close. Just looking at one or two of the Castleford players, Ray, they seem to be just walking back with their hands on their hips. Kevin Ward, who's been out of the game for a couple of weeks, maybe he's feeling the effects of this pace because it's very, very quick indeed.
I think one of the problems for Castleford, Alec, is this defence of Wigan too. They're coming up very, very quickly, and every man is tackling, isn't he?
Yes, and not only that, Ray, they're checking every loose ball. Everything what goes on the floor is got a cherry and white jersey on top of it.
Gill. At least that kick's put some 50 yards between Wigan and the Castleford line. Well, time and time again, Castleford have the ball. They've had it in good positions. But possession is 9/10 of the law in this game. And Wigan are having that 9/10. Edwards, Sean Edwards. Oh, good job in a good pass to Goodway. Has he got the pace to go round Rootley? He has. He's got Kevin Iro alongside him. Will he need him? No, he doesn't. Excellent try from Mandy Goodway. He made the first try in the 9th minute for Kevin Iro. I felt he might have given him the ball there, but he had no need. Confidence in himself. Another 4 points for Wigan from that try. 10 points to 0 now in the lead.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. These fellas, they've got to be the best second row forward in the world. Beautiful ball of Sean Edwards. Andy Goodway has confidence, he's got pace, he's got class, and this is what good players do. They can run from 60 yards out. What a great try.
Stevenson looking to complement that goal. Already converted one. This one's slightly easier than the other. On the same left-hand side. But I think he prefers this side kicking here at Central Park. Yes, he's got it. There it is. Further 2 points from that conversion from David Stevenson. 61st goal of the season and 12 points to 0 for Wigan. Stevenson. He's a big lad for a centre, David Stevenson, and doing a good thing there, relieving the forwards of a little bit of work while they have a breather. Oh, good play from Wayne. Stevenson again. Case. Gregory and Edwards. Well, there's one. Always to the far. Oh, again a beautiful ball from Edwards to Kevin Iro. Joe Lydon. For a forward pass. That's class rugby. Rugby played at pace. Kevin Iro there, thinking he could get away from the acting half-back. But no, he's got to come back. The whistle had gone before for a forward pass.
And this is good quick football from Wigan here. Look, move the ball out wide. Joe Lydon slips it back inside and just watch, even though they're on the ground.
Oh, what a crunching tackle there from Hampson on Tony Marchins. Fafita. Oh, that's a good ball. Linder, now then, this is better for Castleford. But good covering there by Henderson Gill. Beaten one man. Goodway again. Sensibly settles down, stays there, causing a lot of damage this second row, Andy Goodway. But he's lost the ball.
I think, Ray, if Castleford are going to compete in this game, they've got to put some points on the board, because they're certainly not creating many chances.
Fifita. Oh, dangerous ball. It's still going. Kevin Iro, it's a chase. I think Kevin Ward's got it covered. He has. Good covering there by Kevin Ward, the prop forward, and he kept the game going. Castleford's strong reputation for prop forwards. I remember one of the forwards in the 60s, Dennis Hartley, another big addition from that mining town like this man, Kevin Ward. John. Well picked up. Gregory, Edwards again. Different move. Beautiful play, he's got Hanley with him. Fast flowing rugby from Wigan, and Hanley doesn't like being held down. Edwards. Yes, it's... Now then, he's giving a penalty against Ellery Hanley for throwing the ball between his legs. He's saying he never played the ball with his foot. Yes, well, referee Jim Smith seemed very, very firm about it. I think a lot of the crowd missed that in the excitement of the play. But referees don't get too excited. We'll need a closer look at that, I think.
Now, just watch Ellery Hanley here. The ball must be placed on the ground with the foot on top of the ball and roll it back. Watch Ellery Hanley. Does he touch it with the siding feet? Does he just throw it through his legs? He does.
No way through for these big Castleford forwards. Just 5 minutes to go in this first half. 12 points to 0 for Wigan. And already the Wigan defenders seem to have the measure of this Castleford pack. As I fear, the longer the game goes on, these three Castleford lads who've come back after injury, they could begin to struggle. Fifita. Oh, good burst from Fifita. Another powerful forward from the St George club, another lad whom Eddie Charlton, the snooker player, has come down to see. This is better from Castleford. And the first time, really, Alec, Castleford have been on the Wigan line.
Yes, not only on the Wigan line, they've never been out of their own half for the last 10 minutes, Ray. But take nothing away from Wigan. They're playing really good football, they're tackling well, and they're pinning Castleford down in their own half. They're playing very intelligently.
Goodwin. The man who caused all the damage, made the first try for Iro, scored the second one himself. Powerful Wigan number 11. To Boothroyd. Not had much to do on this left wing. Oh, well done by Edwards. Many a half-back would have been content to stay there. Iro to Hanley. Many a side would have been content just to have held the ball there in the 25, but not Wigan. Wanted to make play from every loose pass. Edwards again to Gregory.
Just looking off the camera, Ray, I think Ellery Hanley took a very, very heavy knock there when he ran with the ball.
Andy Gregory again, he's got one to beat. Oh, superb pass to Sean Wayne. It's a try. And Edwards there in congratulation. And these two half-backs for me Edwards and Gregory, they're the men who are making Wigan tick. Sean Wayne may have got the try, but it's this half-back pairing, reminiscent for me of Tommy Bradshaw and Cess Mountford, two famous Wigan half-backs in the 50s, and Dave Bolton and Rhys Thomas in the 60s. But it's Sean Wayne who takes the honours. Another 4 points to Wigan. No trouble. 18 points to 0 then for Wigan. Comfortable lead already. Just a minute to go to the end of this first half.
Well, little Jinkin Jack flash here. Andy Gregory holds the ball, moves it out, and just watch, he's not finished yet. He takes the ball inside. Now he decides to go one way. He looks as though he's going to score himself. Just jinks inside. But just look at this for a gem of a ball. Sean Wayne, walking day, goodbye, and he loves this one, doesn't he?
Good ball to Hanley, just couldn't hold him. There's the half-time hooter, and I'm sure coach Graham Law will be delighted with that performance. 3 tries against Castleford in one half is no mean feat. 18 points to 0 for Wigan. When Wigan paid £35,000 for this lad Sean Edwards on his 17th birthday, many queried the wisdom of the decision, but there's no doubting it now. He's emerging as truly world-class player, and he's certainly, he and Gregory, the key pivots behind this Wigan outfit in the first half.
Yes, Wayne, and just put in now what the Castleford coach had to say to the lads at half-time, because really they need picking up, because they've been totally outplayed for 40 minutes by a Wigan side who, if they really put their act together, they can probably score 40 in this game.
Gregory Hanley there with a new number 13 jersey, the first one ripped off his back in the action in that first half. And Castleford really not putting any pressure on Hampson Alec when he gets the ball. I mean, they're not racing up, are they, to pressure him?
No, they're just kicking to really to get out of their own half raid. They've very, very rarely been in Wigan's territory, and when they are, they don't seem to know what to do with it.
Gregory. Castleford moving up a little better there now, and Ruckley gamely carrying on, has a gash under his chin, just had some stitches inserted there at half-time. Oh, good play from Hanley. Edwards lurking about, then puts the pass in. This is good rugby. Good way, he's got Iro with him again. Oh, what a dummy, and Lydon just couldn't take it. Certain try gone missing, but referee Jim Smith had already ruled a forward pass, so whether or not Lydon had caught the ball, it wouldn't have counted.
Well, this fella's really having a good game here, Andy Goodway. He certainly is the best forward in the rugby league, there's no doubt about that. But I think he'll be a bit disappointed here, because it was forward, and it really was a bad ball to Lydon.
And a vital scrum for Castleford to win there. Joyner. That's a good pass from Shillito. Looks promising. Better. Lindner to Ruckley now. Then Ruckley's got 60 yards to go. He'll not make it on his own. Superb play from Beattie. Was it a forward pass? No. And Lindner strikes at last. The Australian test loose forward. Had a very quiet first half. Obviously, I think, easing his way in following that broken nose. But recalls his 4th try of the season. And an excellent try. Just the right time for Castleford to come back in the game. David Ruckley, not the usual kicker. Bob Beardmore, of course, missing. Only 8 goals this season, but there's his 9th. So, Castleford, first points on the board. 5 minutes gone in the second half. 18 points to 6 for Wigan.
Well, just when you think that Castleford are down and out, up they pop with some of the best football of the match. A lovely ball here. David Ruckley's going well. He holds it well. He looks as though he's made a mess of it here, but just watch him. He doesn't panic. And this is a nice ball here to Beattie. And that looks slightly forward to me, but Bob Lindner, the man we've all been talking about, suddenly appears. You can't believe it. There's nobody there, only him, the referee, and the Castleford players.
But Castleford now really piling the pressure on. Joyner. And it looks as if Castleford suddenly, Alec, have got 16 or 17 men on the field.
Well, I don't know what the Castleford coach has said to him at half-time, Ray, but they're certainly checking notes with him, because everything what he wasn't doing in the first half, they certainly started doing in the second.
That looks a bad knock there on Tony Marchant's face.
Well, I think we'll find here this was a sheer accident. As Tony Marchant goes down on the ball, Ian Potter goes in, looks a little bit nasty, but I think you'll find out that that was a sheer accident.
And the referee having a word with the touch judge, Mr. Walker, and he's picked out Potter. Yes, good intervention there by Mr. Walker, the touch judge. And interesting there, referee Jim Smith allowing the touch judge to have his full say. But where's he given the penalty?
I think what he's saying, Ray, is that Ian Potter came in with a little short jab, but he must have better eyes than I have.
Well, that's why he's a referee, Alec. Wall. Oh, superb move, John Fifita, he's in, and a try! And suddenly these Castleford supporters, well, it was like a funeral parlour before in the first half for the Cas supporters, but with that try for John Fifita, that sent them into raptures. They really are delighted with that now, and well worth the travel over the Pennines. At last, something to shout for. 18 points to 10 now for Wigan. And only 12 minutes gone. What a second half in prospect. Wigan.
Well, Castleford back and firing on all cylinders. A lovely ball here to John Fifita, who cannot believe the oceans and oceans of space he's got round. He runs round and says thank you.
Just 20 minutes to go now in this match. 18 points to 10 to Wigan. Tremendous fight back by Castleford. Looking down and out at half-time. And now very much back in this game. Wigan, Dermot, no support. Well, was he obstructed there? David Plange, and I think he was. Jim Smith, definitely there. Having a word with Bob Lindner, and he sent him off for 10 minutes in the substitute. 10 minutes sin bin. And I think that sin bin for Bob Lindner was as much possibly for mouthing back at referee Jim Smith as for the obstruction. And Jim Smith is telling John Joyner, the Castleford captain, exactly what happened.
Well, I wonder will Bob Lindner look when he gets home tonight and look at the video. Just watch this, an international loose forward, no chance of scoring. He was just watching, he pops him off the ball. How ridiculous can you get? That could cost him the match.
Just outside the 25-yard. And well struck by Stevenson. He's striking the ball very, very well these days. Emerging as a really fine goal kicker. And the kickers that Wigan have had are the traditions of Punchy Griffiths and Jim Sullivan. Perhaps not in that category, but certainly still getting those 2 points at regular intervals.
I'm just wondering now, Ray, whether, you know, the silly penalty which Bob Lindner has given to Wigan, not only has he just given a penalty, he's also they've lost the services of a great player.
Iro, oh, he beat that boy beautifully. And he's a very big lad, but he's quick on the stride. He's got Andy Goodway. Sean Edwards alongside him. It's a try, no problem, and straight from the kick-off, the Wigan reply. The youngster Sean Edwards finished it off. He receives the accolades from the crowd, but what a performance from that Kiwi test centre Kevin Iro. He started it, Edwards finished it, 24-10 to Wigan.
Well, this has got to be the try of the season. Kevin Iro, magnificent footballer, big, strong lad. Watch Andy Goodway pop inside, beautiful ball. Now, what's Sean Edwards here? Does he have another gear? Watch this. Boom, up he goes. There's no problem where he's going. Does he like it? This could be the try of the year. What a great try. No wonder he's put his finger up.
And certainly providing David Stevenson with good goal-kicking practice. 4 already to his credit, and this looks to be a comfortable 5th. And again, suddenly from the real pressure being put on Wigan, comfortably in the lead again. But of course, that's the test of a class side. Can you absorb the pressure and come back? And they have. That's there, Stevenson's 5th goal. 24 minutes gone in this half, and 26 points, 10 for Wigan.
Well, you'll not see any better try than this. This is magnificent football by Wigan, and Kevin Ido here had a big hand in this, pushes 2-3 players off, still has the urgency to put a lovely ball out here to Andy Goodway. Now just watch this for pace from Sean Edwards. Wham, off he goes, and there's no problem. Just watch him, he's put his head back, he's stretching out, puts his finger up, I'm number 1, and that's a very good try.
Ricocheted off a Wigan player. Oh, beautiful inside pass, John Joyner. He's got David Ruffley winning. Oh, he just couldn't get there. I think that lad, number 1, would have deserved a try. He's put his whole heart into this game. To beat it, to plunge, he's over. Credit to Castleford. They've taken a hammering in the past few minutes, but they've come back, put trust into the players, and plunged there over for his 7th try of the season. An easy run in for this lad, but they want some taking and the ball wants some catching. Another difficult one here for Ruffley. Again, trying to swing it round. And he does this time. Much better direction, better flight of the ball. Just that 10-point gap now, and 10 minutes to go.
Well, they call him Classy Cass, and you can see why the name applies. A beautiful ball here, well taken by Nick Beattie, and a better ball to David Plange. I bet he wish he had these to score every day.
Edwards switches play well. Very difficult with these 2 Wigan half-backs to, if you're defending, to work out where the point of attack's coming from. If the forwards stand deep and Gregory and Edwards move about at first and second receiver. Edwards again. Comfortably taken by David Plange. 4 minutes left in this match. A bit of a suicide pass from the Tongan forward John Fifita, but Stevenson read it well for Wigan. The 6th tackle.
I think Castleford, Ray, if there has been a feature of the play which is not very good, is the kicking. They've kicked directly to Steve Hampson, who's made 20 and 30 yards every time he's got the ball.
And it's strange to see Ellery Handy so late in a match without a try. Prolific try scored for Wigan, this number 13, 63 last season, 13 already this season, but still looking to get his name on the score sheet. I
think the crowd are a little bit upset there with Ellery Hanley, but you know the old saying, don't go without your Rolo, and that's what he did then. He went without the ball.
And a good heel, and offside, yes. Sean Edwards encroaching there behind the back foot of his loose forward.
And that's a good decision, Ray, because Sean Edwards in previous games has been penalised for doing just that, encroaching at the play of the ball.
And there's been some criticism of the younger referees in rugby league this season, but here's one man who's certainly had a fine game. He can push his chest out like that. I think he deserves it. And the tackling as fierce as ever. Oh, good dummy from Joyner, and good play, good switch of direction. Now then, Fifita, he can run this boy. He's already picked up one try, but a glorious tackle there from Henderson Gill. Well, has he come the wrong way? He has. If he'd gone to the left-hand side, it would have been a certain try. Oh, and well kept out by Andy Goodway. Tremendous tackle, and it gives Wigan the 6 to play with. The last minute. Will Wigan want to score again, or will they be content to play the ball out by the forwards? 4 tackles to go, seconds ticking away in this game. Case.
I think Wigan have realised, Ray, that they've not wanted to lose their hold on this John Player trophy, but what a cracking game of rugby league it's been.
Yes, there's the hooter. Wigan the winners, 26 points to 16. But Andy Goodway, the man of the match, he must be congratulated for his powerful running and his strong tackling. He picked up a try, he scored a try. But nevertheless, Wigan on target for a record-breaking 3 consecutive John Player Special Trophy finals. But a long way to go yet. Wigan 26, Castleford 16.
I told you that was a splendid match, and tomorrow you can see the other code. 2 good games again, Leicester against the Wasps and Hawick against Kelso in Rugby Special. That's Rugby Union for you tomorrow. Now, of course, the big football story is the sale of Watford, or rather the sale of his shares in Watford by the chairman Elton John to Robert Maxwell. Well, they both went to watch